Hey, this is Danielle. Welcome to the free video for Monday, May 28th, 2019. So today I think that the prime area of focus for me was some of these large cap names that are on my Grandma Loves It list. Why is it the Grandma Loves It list? These are names that are very familiar to anyone and everyone, and Grandma loves them. So they're also, in reality, they're also some of the largest traded names, large cap stocks, and they can tell us what their different sector or index is doing. And so when the market's falling like it did today, when you have some of these large cap names, Netflix, one of the key names in communications, you have Adobe, one of the key cloud names, Visa, one of our key tech names. When you have these stocks that are still strong, it's telling me that the buy side of the market isn't over yet. And it's also telling me where to focus. So you can see here that PayPal is pretty strong. Boeing is strong lately, but on the daily chart, I don't like it as much. This is a 78-minute chart. So what I'm doing is using this to tell us when something is starting to turn to the upside. And within that, you can see Amazon, Microsoft, a little bit of Home Depot, PayPal. We don't want to look at John Deere. So really, I just want to focus on this one. Adobe, Visa, Netflix, PayPal, Microsoft. Now, we're not going to go over all of those in the free video, but those are the ones that I'm focusing on in my trading and in the trading room. So Adobe, one of my favorites. Why? Well, not only is it starting to turn higher right now, but it also has a very solid daily chart pattern. It's holding up very well. You can see the way that it pulls back to the 50-period simple or the 34 and then climbs higher after that fact. So all in all, I like that. I also like the slingshot squeeze. I also like the run into earnings coming up. So Adobe does tend to be pretty positive for the run into earnings, and so for that reason I want to cautiously focus on this one to the long side, and I'm targeting different areas in here, which is going to be right around here, about 285, 295, 290, 295, and 300. So it's a little, I like to overlap the different target areas, and when I have the 618 and the 786 kind of fallen right in the middle at the psychological value at 285, I think that's a pretty good spot to look for. And then the 295 at the voodoo, and then 300 at the key areas. So I know it's not perfect, but I still like it to trade higher. 285, like I said, 295, and then 300. So those are the key areas that I'm looking for. As long as this holds the 50-period simple, that is the goal. The next one that I want to point out is going to be PayPal. PayPal has a squeeze as well. It's really strong in the payment processing area, and then also, has Venmo, of course. Everybody's using Venmo these days. And additionally, the chart pattern is perfect. So it's on my millennials list. It's also on my Grandma Loves It list, because not only do grandmas love it, but so do millennials. And I'm looking for a higher price target on this of about 116, 117. So just off of that smaller swing, if you want to go a little bit more long term with it, we could step back a little bit more and look at that as well. But I mean, at the end of the day, essentially you're looking for 116, 118 off of that squeeze. So those look pretty good. And then the last one that I want to talk about is Microsoft. So I love Microsoft. I added more long stock to my stock account. Microsoft is huge in the cloud space, and they just continue showing growth quarter over quarter, year over year, especially with the cloud. They have a really wide array of services and different areas in which they make money, unlike Apple, which is getting kind of thrashed right now. So, Microsoft I think is great. The only problem with it is that you do have some resistance here, but I still like it long into the next earnings report, and I like the slingshot squeeze that is appearing right there. So overall, my target, it may be a little bit lofty, call me crazy, but I do like Microsoft for a 135 price target. So any range of strategies with these stocks, I think they're all great long stock candidates. I also think they're great for put credit spreads when they pull back to the 34 EMA, 50s even better. And then also, butterflies at the target zones. So those are different ways that I'm trading those. Right now, I currently have long stock in Microsoft and Adobe. I have options in Adobe, and I'm going to look to pick up some PayPal tomorrow. So hope that all makes sense. The other thing that I wanted to discuss is that John is going to be having another Squeeze webinar on Thursday about his Squeeze Pro system. So if you're interested, make sure you check out the webinar on Thursday. You can also check out the page right here, simplertrading.com/system. And that's where you can learn about the new Squeeze Pro. So I'm definitely going to be using that coming up. Make sure you check it out, and I'll talk to y'all later. Hope you have a great rest of your week, and hope you had a great Memorial Day weekend. Cheers.